Welcome back to Operation Arsenal. As you can see, my smile is back. We've beaten Tottenham 4-1 again, 8-2 on aggregate this season, 4-1 at home, 4-1 away. They've taken off 5 points from City this season and held 8 goals from us. So that's very kind of Tottenham. Thank you. And of course, it means we have taken the lead back to 5 points. 10 games to go, a lot of things can happen. And of course, City will have a big part to play. But for now, we've just done what we've needed to do today. It wasn't just about winning. It wasn't just about the result tonight. It was about, I think, again, a bit more of a statement. Okay, now this would have been a really awful loss. Can you imagine? Okay, so Tottenham Hotspur, they've had, I think it's 12 days rest before this game. A new manager. They've got a chance to effectively give the league titles control to Man City. You know, they would then have the chance to win every game and win the league without anyone interfering. But they got absolutely dismantled. Again, we literally gave them a goal. Again, how many times do we score and then concede right after, or just play really badly as soon as we score? It was really nice that for once we actually, well, the second time we took the lead, we actually kept our heads. We kept going. We didn't change anything too much. It was just locked in. I will say the Muani goal, it wasn't the greatest finish. I think Raya maybe could have done a bit better, but Rice makes the mistake and he owned it. And I've got to say, from then onwards, he was superb. Not his best game, of course, but, you know, a lot of players can head down, kind of, I guess they don't drop it for the rest of the match. It's kind of like hanging around them, this mistake they've made, but not with Declan Rice. He's a mentality monster. He is. Look at this. Anyone coming away from this game today thinking that Arsenal got lucky, because, you know, we'll talk about the Gabriel incident, but no. On another day, you see 5 or 6 tonight. So absolutely deserved win today. And I think, unfortunately, for the new Tottenham boss, Tudor, he's going to be experiencing a lot of pain over the coming months. Genuinely, could Tottenham be relegated? I don't want to call it and say that it's going to happen because, of course, it is unlikely, but it's very possible. 10 games to go. So here is how the game panned out. We took the lead 32 minutes in. We'll talk about Eze. Incredible goal to kick off the 5 goals today. And then instantly we're pegged back with the Rice mistake, giving Muani a chance. But then we go in at half-time, and I was really hoping we would come out all guns blazing, galvanised, and straight away, Gyökeres. Oh, that will be replaying in my brain all night tonight. And then Eze gets the third, and then, of course, right towards the end of extra time, Gyökeres gets another one. He had a great game. I still think today is basically Eze's story. I really, truly believe that Eze has once again shown us why he is a good signing for us. Of course, he hasn't been his absolute best for Arsenal so far. And funnily enough, the games where he has showed up have been against Palace, his old team, and then the other 2 games where he's been banging in goals, both against Tottenham, who he almost signed for. Let it all work out, they say. Eze was superb today. It wasn't just the goals. He was really good. Off the ball, with the ball, creating chances. I really enjoyed his performance today. And of course, I think a lot of the talk will be about Gyökeres because he's won man of the match. Sorry, player of the match. 2 goals, fantastic all-round play. And do you know what? I'm going to say this now. I am sick to death of seeing Gyökeres come off after 60 minutes and seeing Jesus come on, or even if it was Havertz today to come on, whatever. I don't want to see that. I think Gyökeres needs to finish the game and have a full 90 minutes. And it happened. It happened today. And guess what? 2 goals, probably his best performance in an Arsenal shirt. He was absolutely superb today. Really good finishing. His first goal was ridiculous. And I'd argue his second goal is whilst a bit more delicate, it's an equally good finish. Lovely little pass in from Ødegaard, and that just shows the strength we've got on the bench. The only player that I think really didn't have a great game today was actually Trossard. And to be fair, it wasn't like it was a bad game. It just wasn't his usual consistent form. I mean, off the bench, he's often seen as the finisher, right? And I think maybe today would have been better to have Martinelli start and then Trossard to come on, but you can't really complain when you're winning a game 4-1. Rice has a pretty poor rating by his standards. You know, he is Mr. 7/8/9 out of 10 every week, but that'll be because of the mistake leading to the goal. Defensively, I thought we were fantastic. Raya, my God, he's been getting some criticisms of recent performances, people saying that he's too small to be a keeper again and again. Oh, all of this stuff. Yes, he's a bit on the short side. And yes, some long goals go in that maybe wouldn't have. You know, we probably wouldn't have drawn against Wolves if Raya was a bit taller. And also, he did make a mistake with Gabriel when it came to the equaliser. But what Raya does have is that speed. The reflexes are unbelievable. And one of those saves from Richarlison, oh my God. I need to watch the highlights and watch that again. But the defence were really good today. And the combination of Eze and Gyökeres scoring all 4 goals, brilliant. And we can talk about Tottenham briefly. I'm not sure about this Gallagher signing. 40-odd million just doesn't really add anything. He's a good football player, and that's about it. He doesn't really add anything. I'm not sure about Spence on the left, Gray on the right. I thought Sarr and Basuma were okay. Simmons, again, just not doing enough for the amount of money they've paid for him. I actually thought Dragusin was very good, especially in the first half, but Palhinha and Van de Ven, oh dearie me. And Vicario, genuinely, I just don't see it with him. I've never rated him highly. In terms of the subs coming on, Solanke, Richarlison, Tell didn't really get an impact. Mosquera was brilliant when he came on. Genuinely, I thought we were better with Mosquera than we were with Timber. I think Timber's just a bit tired. I think maybe it's time for Timber to actually have a bit of a rest. He's played so much football. And, you know, after coming back from such a long injury, it's always going to be taxing on the body. And if we can get Ben White going again and Mosquera filling in, why not? I don't see why not. And then have Timber ready for those big games. Because you could argue the first half of this season, he's probably the best right back in the league. Arguments there that he could be one of the best right backs in the world based off the first few months of the season. And in recent weeks, he just has not been himself. Martinelli didn't offer too much. Ødegaard got his assist. And of course, Madueke came on for an injured Saka. Not so sure if that was truly a nasty injury, but we'll talk about it. I know there's going to be Tottenham fans watching this and probably a lot of non-Arsenal fans that were hoping we would lose today. They want to hear my thoughts on the Gabriel foul, the push. It's not a foul. So for those of you who haven't seen it, if you think back to the Newcastle goal they scored at St. James's Park a few seasons ago where Gabriel was leant on and that wasn't given. Well, do it the opposite way. He was given just the slightest of pushes from Muani, both hands, and he's in the air. So he's definitely felt something and then he's just fallen over. It's soft. It's definitely soft. I will absolutely agree with everyone saying that it should have stood. So it was 4-2 then. No, of course, it changes the game. And I'm someone who really dislikes VAR. I don't understand how that's gone through. I would have given the goal. I said it whilst I was watching it. It's absolutely acting, or I wouldn't call it a dive in this situation. It is acting because there is actually contact. And you know, if you've played football at a decent level, or if you've just played football in general, when you're in the air, if someone does give you a little nudge, it can be the slightest nudge, you do move. You do get pushed aside a little bit. Momentum takes you. I'm not saying that Gabriel has been fouled. What I'm saying is there is definite contact and he's just gone down. So it's acting to me. It's play acting. And realistically, he should be getting a yellow card there and the goal should stand, or they should get a penalty or whatever. I don't know. It should have been 2-2, definitely. But it wasn't. And I think we deserve a little bit of luck because the amount of times that kind of stuff goes against us is quite scary. But let's have a look at the table just to finish off. Week 28 for us, round 28. 18 wins. We've dropped points 10 times this season already. That is the reason we're not further ahead. But we're up to 61 points now. I genuinely think with 10 games to go, whilst it's going to be really close and really stressful, we still have to be favourites. We simply have to be favourites. It's over to Man City now. I think they've got Leeds next. Hopefully, Leeds, they can put up a bit of a fight, and they've done pretty well recently, even though we spanked them just a few weeks ago. But it's all going to be about Arsenal doing their job and not focusing on the noise, not listening to the noise, and hoping that Man City do drop points. As an Arsenal fan, of course, I'm going to be watching the City games and hoping they drop points. But realistically, I don't care. Just win your next 10 games. We've been on 10-game winning streaks before. We can do it. We absolutely can. And one of those games is against City at the Etihad. They are so beatable. They were rubbish, I thought, yesterday against Newcastle. They really were not good defensively. I truly, truly think if we turn up with the mentality that we'll win that game, we can win that game. But of course, it's kind of in our heads, it's in our DNA a lot, actually, over the last few seasons, that this first place just eludes us and we always drop to second. So it'll be a huge, huge game. But today is a massive result. Over to Leeds now. Hopefully they'll do something. I'm not even going to bother worrying about Villa and Chelsea and United and Liverpool at this point because they're not going to be consistent enough to climb back up. So it is a two-horse race, in my opinion, and Arsenal lead the way.